are watching Where Are They Now with your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Good evening and welcome to Where Are They Now? I'm your host, Dianne Hart, and I have the pleasure of interviewing a singer, a songwriter, a producer, a musician, and an entrepreneur in the music industry, Mr. Thomas Lowman, who's also known as T. Pablo. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How you feel tonight, Dianne?
I'm wonderful. I'm absolutely marvelous. We're going to jump right into it because I know that time goes very, very fast and I don't want to miss any of this conversation. Where are you from, T. Pablo?
I was born in Detroit and I was raised in a village called Rollo Township off 8 Mile Road.
Okay.
It's like a subdivision of Detroit.
And what school did you attend?
I attended George Washington Carver School as a grade school. It was an all-black school, and all the teachers were black. We learned things like dissecting frogs and chemistry in the 4th and 5th grade. Then I went to Clinton Junior High, which was in Oak Park, Michigan. Graduated Oak Park High School. I went to Oakland University. I got an associate's degree in mass media. Then we formed a band, and the rest is history. Matter of fact, my first group, I was in a group with Dennis and Harold Bowe, Paul Stewart, Mike Edwards, and Adrian Williams called The Other Brothers. Adrian Williams is now the music director for the Temptations.
Okay. So you grew up in a time and age when everybody in Detroit was just blowing up to become superstars. And I know for a fact that you have lots of friends who are just everywhere, all over the country and in other countries. So you have a great deal of entertainers' telephone numbers in your telephone. What does that feel like? Just to be able to pick up the phone and call darn near anybody you want.
That's a beautiful feeling. The thing about it is, it's almost like we take it for granted that we can do that. It's like they're our friends. You know, they're not superstars or what. They superstars and we know they stars, but it's almost like they regulars for us. You know, if I call them up, you know, they'll answer the phone. It's a beautiful thing to have friends in the industry. Detroit is such a musical family. Even though they're stars, they're regular friends to us. As you know, doing your show, when you call them, because I had to hear from you because they see you in Detroit so much. And they, oh, yeah, I do your show with you. Oh, yeah, sure. If they didn't know you, they probably wouldn't even talk to you. You know, people look.
Sure, they wouldn't. If they didn't know you, they wouldn't be talking to me. Or if they didn't know Misty Love, they would not be talking to me.
They'll talk to you because you're so fine. So they wouldn't say, no, I'm not going to talk to her. They'd be like, oh, hell, what's your name?
I thank you for introducing me to so many of your friends. That has been very, very eye-opening for me. I can just pick up my phone, look at my phone, and call up somebody from the Temptations. You know, it's like Commodores. It's like just crazy. Baddest saxophone players in the world. And I can just dial them up and say, hello, how are you? People like T Money Green, who's going to be on our show in a couple of weeks from now.
Green was the music director for Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, the Dramatics, you name it. He the man, you know. And then Kern Brantley, who's going to be on your show, is also Lady Gaga, Mary J. Blige, and blah, 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 blah. You know them.
And that's crazy because I can pick up the phone and say, hi, this is Rep out of Florida. And they're happy to, you know, have a conversation with me. So wouldn't have been possible, though, without your relationships. And I greatly appreciate that. People need to really watch Where Are They Now. They will be amazed at the people who are on this show every single week and where they are now and what they're doing.
Well, I never thought I would be on your show, even though I'm a producer for your show. And when you asked me to be on your show, it took me by surprise. And I'm like, well, what I'm going to talk about? You know, there's things about myself that people don't know. And
right. People don't know that you're an editor.
I'm a TV editor, a radio editor, a movie editor. I can edit anything. If it's in the media, I can edit it.
And you don't really talk about it. Well, you all need to know that's who edits my show for Roku, for the Lit TV network that comes on every Wednesday night, has been Mr. Thomas Lowman.
On Tampa Bay Television. It's a great experience editing your TV shows. I love it because you're such an informative person with your politics and your entertainment show.
Greatly appreciate that. I mean, it's my pure pleasure to be working with you on Where Are They Now? Both you and Pete. And I have to thank Pete for the people that he sends to me for me to interview them. It's been a wonderful year and time has gone by so fast. I think January, February will be 1 year that I've started doing Where Are They Now? And so your educational training kind of led you into the music industry?
Correct.
Okay. And the fact that you're in Detroit and everybody there is talented, right?
Correct.
So you sing?
I try. I sing the blues.
Okay.
In my earlier days, I sung R&B. I gravitated to jazz and blues.
So what did you do first? You started with?
I started with R&B first.
Okay.
Actually, I started off in jazz because my parents listened to jazz when I was growing up. And I used to mimic the jazz artists singing. Of course, as a teenager, the Temptations and Stevie Wonder and all them was out. Then I went to R&B.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how old were you when you started in the music industry, whether it was a singer, a producer? Let's kind of break that down a little bit.
Well, my musical journey started when I was 8 years old. My uncle gave me a harmonica. Back in those days, John Lee Hooker and a lot of the blues people of that time, that era, would have this field.
Uh-huh.
Just like we do today, a big field, and they would roast pigs in the ground, and they had a corn liquor, and they would have a acoustical instruments, the guitar and harmonicas and stuff. And so one day, Johnny Hooker was playing. I just jumped in with my harmonica, and one of the musicians said, "Boy, get out the way." Johnny Hooker said, "No, let him play, let him play." And I'm going, I'm thinking I'm jamming, right? So afterwards, Dianne Hart said, "Come, I'm going to show you 3 notes that I want you to practice." And the rest is history.
Wow. So how long have you been playing harmonica?
8 years old.
Gosh, you've been playing a long, long time. And you've enjoyed it thoroughly, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then after that, in junior high school, I took up piano.
Oh.
I only went so far, and I saw the trumpet. I saw a guy playing the trombone and the trumpet, and I wanted to do the same thing. So I started playing the trumpet. My musical teacher suggested that I play the French horn because all the trumpets were covered in the marching band at our school. So I took up French horn. And then when I had opportunity in high school to join a band, they needed a percussion player. And I already had percussions because my dad and uncle, they used to play congas in the yard. I took that up, and I joined the band and played percussions for years. Matter of fact, I played percussions with the Four Tops. I played percussions with the Miracles. I played percussions with a lot of Detroit artists, Harold McKinney, Marcus Belgrave, Wendell Harrison. Wendell Harrison, he's still alive. He just won an award. Yeah, so it's been a long musical journey.
That was one of my questions, but you've already answered it for me. So now we can just move on. I was going to ask you about some of the people you played with. So you talked a little bit about all of the various entertainers that you have played with. Who do you think influenced you the most? Okay.
Beans Bowes, who was my godfather in music, he was the one that formed us as a band, his sons and myself and my cousin. He put us together with the dream that we were going to do big things. He invented the Motown Review. So we had this vision that we was going to go out and be big and all that. It didn't really happen like we wanted to. Marcus Belgrave was putting together the New Detroit Jazz Ensemble, which was an 18-piece orchestra.
Oh, okay.
I went into the big band jazz and learned a lot that way. So he was a major influence also. He recruited me to play percussions. So he was a huge influence in my music as I went deep into music, beyond just R&B.
Well, I know the time is short and we're going to run out of time. I want to make sure that people understand that you are a music producer and you have a record label. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about this Southern Soul piece, because I know that that's where you are right now with Southern Soul. So let's talk a little bit about people that you're producing.
We put together a Southern Soul label with the idea that we will discover some Southern Soul artists out of Detroit. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet, but we did sign a couple of artists out of Florida. One was Sheila B. Sexy. She has a song out called Keep That Doggy on a Short Leash, and they're going up the charts.
But when you say we, who is that person that you're partnering with on your record label?
His name is Pete Peterson. He was the chief financial officer and accountant for Motown. He orchestrated the move from Detroit to Hollywood when Motown wanted to get into the movie business. He has a huge catalog of music songs like Bad Mama Jamma, Express Yourself, I Want to Do Something Freaky to You, all those kind of Southern Soul songs. He's a major player in the Southern Soul market. One day he approached me. He said he liked what I was trying to do, and he wanted to help me out, and we ended up being partners.
We talked about how you got started and you're being in the band. You also write your own music. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about some of the music that you have written for yourself. So I understand that you have written some music that you sing, and I'd like for us to hear some of that music. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to listen to Every Time I See You, which is a song that you wrote. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, T. Pablo!
so good. Every time I see you, you're looking so good. Yeah. You look so good, pretty baby. Just like a pretty woman should. Every time I see you, you won't look my way. Ooh. Every time I see you, you won't look my way. Ooh. But I'm gonna make you my woman, pretty baby. I'm gonna make you my woman someday. Just you wait and see. But oh, when I hold you in my arms, baby, I'm gonna love you like no other man ever loved a woman before. Ooh, look here. I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life. Yes, I am. Baby, I'm gonna hold you so gently, kiss you so sweetly, tell you everything's gonna be alright. Look here, one more thing. Good, pretty baby. Yeah, look here. I love the way you talk. I love the way you walk, baby. I love the way you smell. Yeah. Come on and walk for me, baby. Look it. There she go. She makes that body go. Every time I see you, you looking so good. Yeah, every time I see you, pretty baby, you looking so good. You know you look so good, baby, just like a pretty woman should. Ooh, every time I see you, pretty baby, you won't look my way. Ooh, every time I see you, you won't look my way. But I'm gonna make you my woman. I'm gonna make you my woman someday. Just you wait and see. Ooh, pretty baby, you looking so good. Pretty baby, you looking so good. You look so good, pretty baby, just like a pretty woman should. You looking so good. Pretty baby.
Welcome back to Where Are They Now? I'm your host, Dianne Hart, and my special guest this evening is Mr. T. Pablo. And what a bad jam every time I see you. Let's talk a little bit about what happened that made you write that song.
It was this beautiful lady, and she always ended up in the same place that I was at. Being in Detroit, it's not hard to do. You know, every time I saw her, I was trying to get her attention. I was kind of shy, and I didn't know how to approach her. Every time I saw her, she'd be looking so good, but she just wouldn't look my way. But I said to myself, I'm going to make you my woman. I'm going to make you my woman someday. Just you wait and see.
Wow. Well, that's how it goes sometimes, but it is a bad jam. You've written several different songs. What are you doing with them? Are you going to play them on the radio? Because we've not talked about the fact that you do own radio station.
I own Detroit Hot Radio and Las Vegas Hot Radio. And I do play one of my songs, which is on the smooth jazz rotation. It's called My People. Ironically, that song is a theme song for your television show.
Well, thank you.
But when we had a blues rotation, I used to play my blues songs. I guess it could pass for Southern Soul. You got a point on the radio station. Why don't I play my own music?
Right.
And I do play the smooth jazz song I wrote.
So every time I see you, it's not playing on your radio station?
It was when we had a blues rotation. Take it back in on the Southern Soul rotation and see what happens.
I was just about to ask that question. So let's talk a little bit about your other song that you're going to play tonight. And that song is called You Fine Healthy Thing. Right?
We're going to play. You're going to play it now? We're going to talk about it when you get back, or you want to talk about it?
Does that song fit into Southern Soul?
It could. It's a blues song, but, we're going to mix our rotations with soul, Southern soul, and blues. We're going to mix it up. That's the direction we want to go in right now.
On the radio?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about where did he get that song from. So let's go to break, and we're going to listen to You Fine Healthy Thing, and we will be right back.
Oh, baby, you're driving me crazy. Girl, you so stacked. Hey, I like it like that. You find out the thing where you get a body like that. Come on and shake it for me and let me see. I'll stoop down, baby. I wanna make you my lady. You find out the thing where you get a body like that. Tell your mama, your daddy too. They did me a favor. They made a girl like you. You're so sweet, you knock me off of my feet. Come on and shake it for me and let me see. I'll stoop down, baby. I wanna make you my lady. You find out the thing where you get a body like that.
Welcome back to Where Are They Now? I am your host, Dianne Hart, and I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing Mr. T. Pablo. I know that people would like to know, where did your You Fine Healthy Thing come from?
excuse my, I like women with nice, I like voluptuous women. Okay.
Oh, okay. I like fine women or something. Pretty girls, nice bodies.
Yeah, I like
the parts of it though.
Pretty. I like pretty, voluptuous. We can say voluptuous, right? Everybody know what that means.
I guess.
Yeah, voluptuous.
But don't be doing it like if you talking about people's breasts. Not nice.
Yeah, I got too much to edit out. Come on. You work me to death on this one. I like beautiful, fine women.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
With nice, healthy shapes.
Okay.
I saw this one lady. She was from Florida. No, I can't say that.
Thomas, stop it. Keep it strictly professional. Okay. So where did this song come from?
Well, it came from the idea that she was fine and healthy and she was beautiful and she was driving me crazy. What made me write the song was she was so beautiful. I thanked her mother and her father for making a girl so beautiful.
Creating such a beautiful specimen of a woman.
Yes.
Nothing's wrong with that. And it is a very nice song. It really is a very nice song. What kind of advice would you give somebody that's really interested in the music industry?
Learn your craft. If you're a singer, learn how to sing. If you're a musician, learn how to play music. Be dedicated and don't let anyone tell you what your music is about, because once they change it to what they're talking about, it's no longer your music. So stick to your music. If you decide you want to go professional and record music, seek an attorney, entertainment attorney, so they can put you on the right track. Not too much after that.
Well, Mr. T. Pablo, it has been my pleasure. I hear the music. It's been my pleasure. That means that time is running down. But I want to thank you for this opportunity to interview you tonight. It means a great deal to me. So I want to thank you. Time
went by really fast. I was having fun talking to you, and I really appreciate you having me on your show. Your show is very popular, so that's going to do something for my career, I hope. Should hope so too. I should hope so. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you all for watching the show tonight. What an opportunity we had tonight to kind of hear from the man who's really behind Where Are They Now? Well, he and Mr. Pete Peterson, this is their dream, and we're making it a reality. So I want to thank you for the energy that you all have spent and the time and the resources that you all have put into Where Are They Now? You all can catch my show every Thursday night, Where Are They Now, at 7:30 on Detroit Hot Television on Facebook Live. You can also see my show out of Tampa, Florida on Roku on the Lit TV network every Wednesday night at 7. I'd love for you all to go out to YouTube, like and subscribe to Dianne Hart. I need to get me some likes and I need some subscriptions. Please don't forget to go to Dianne Hart YouTube, like and subscribe, hit the bell so each time I record another video, you'll be notified. I just want to thank you all. Bye-bye.
It's a new day for Detroit radio. It's internet radio. Make sure you're streaming in your car. The most music 24/7 by all your local favorites like Anita Baker, Michael Henderson, him.
So how did you find your way back in
And the
my
Dramatics. If they're from Detroit, they're heard here. This is where Detroit turns for R&B from yesterday and today.
24 karat magic in the air.
From Boney James to George Benson, this is how we play on Sunday's Smooth Jazz Mix on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music. Adult R&B and hip-hop with a touch of jazz. Nobody does internet radio like Detroit Hot Radio.